Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It is June the 4th, 2022, and it's the time of the week when I answer your guys' questions. So you guys kind of drive what this video is going to be all about, what topics we're going to cover, and I'm just going to fill in the gaps. So some of you have left me questions already, which is great, and how you participate in this is at the end of each one of these videos. If you leave me questions, I won't answer them right away. I'll usually just respond with, okay, great question, or thanks, or something to that effect, to acknowledge that I saw the question, and then next week you'll get your answer. Sometimes when I'm speeding through things, I see a question and I'll answer it right away, and then I'll realize that it was for this video, and so you may see me take that answer back away and delete it. I have done that in the past too, not realizing that it was a question for next week. So let's get started with what you guys have for questions, and then we'll go from there. All right, first one comes from Shara in British Columbia, and he said, you mentioned that you attended a church. What religion type of church do you attend? Okay, so I grew up in a United Baptist church here in town. My parents came from a Brethren background, which is kind of a more conservative, more conservative Baptist. That's kind of very oversimplification of what it is. But we were really taught it doesn't really matter what's over the door, it's what's being taught inside. So it could be all sorts of different denominations, but as long as you agree with the message that's being taught inside, then that's the right place for you. So yeah, it was United Baptist Church that I grew up with. All right, the next question comes from Littlest Hobo in St. Stephen, New Brunswick. And she says, what's one of the favorite places to visit in or around your city? So for me, the Dobson Trail is a fantastic place. It is it starts in Riverview and ends in Fundy National Park. So very, very long trail, but you don't have to hike the whole thing of it. So there is a really nice couple kilometer loop that we used to always love taking our dog to and walking and roaming around in there. And we would go as a family, and I've been in there in the wintertime and hiked with the dog, just the two of us. It's got, at the beginning on our end of the trail, there is nice little brooks around and wooden bridges that you can cross. As you get deeper into the hills and the mountains, there are all sorts of different things in there. You can actually bring camping gear, and there are fire pits along the way that you can use. So it's just a really great trail. I like being outside in the nature, and so that is ideal, is right here in the city. Is not too far to get to nature if you want to go to do that. So that is one of my favorite places to visit in around my city. So if you want, there are lots of things, and I love promoting Moncton, but that's ideal. So thank you for that question. The next question comes from Wendy here in Moncton, and she says, does your family go for walks? Kind of tie into the last question. We've seen a few that you've done in videos for us, but what about all of you together? Are there lots of trails in your area? So yeah, as a family, we tend to walk in the summer when I kind of force them to come with me, either on Father's Day or family trips. Yeah, we'll go for hikes and things wherever we are. As far as day to day, not so much as a family anymore. We used to. My wife and I walk around the neighborhood together. We try to do that on a regular basis. More and more, sometimes my daughter comes with us, or sometimes I get bumped out and it's just my daughter and my wife that do the walk. So it all depends on the evening, and it all depends on the situation where we are. There are lots of trails around. Yeah, Moncton's great for that. We have Mapleton Park, we have Centennial Park. We've got the Dobson Trail that I talked about. There are industrial parks that have wooded areas around them that have trails that we've done too. So there's lots of different walking trails that are short distances, or you can get long distance ones. So great for that. So thank you, Wendy. The next question comes from Petra in the UK, and actually looks like the last question too. So it says, what's Polo's favorite food? So if you don't know, Polo's our pet hedgehog. His favorite food is this. It's cat food. So it's just dry cat food. I'll just show you what we got in here. It's just these little pellets of dry cat food. He gets 2 tablespoons of that a day. And it's not a lot of food, but that's all he tends to eat. And other hedgehogs, you would give them live worms or mealworms. We've tried it with Polo, and he's not interested in that. We've even tried wet cat food. He's not interested. He likes this dry cat food, and that's all he eats. We've even attempted, just looking to see what you can feed hedgehogs, and they say you can feed them strawberries. So we've tried a strawberry. Nope, not interested. My son likes pepperoni, so we gave him pepperoni to smell. No, he wouldn't have anything to do with that. We think we have an unusual hedgehog. He doesn't particularly like to lay on his back or float around in the water. He will swim in the water, but he doesn't really want to be on his back. He will be in a ball if you kind of make him into a ball or wake him up in that form. But as soon as he wakes up, he pops right out of the ball, and he's wanting to either go and burrow into something or explore a little bit. So that's kind of Polo and what he does. And that's the food he eats. So it makes it simple anyway. So if he's going to eat that and he's going to stay healthy, then that's what we'll give him. And he's not expensive to feed when he's only this little big thing. He doesn't eat a lot of food. The second part says, I can't believe some people unsubscribe from your channel. Okay, that's going back to last weekend. I had hit last week ago Friday, when the recording of this video is anyways. I hit 400 milestone just as I was going off to work. So I was excited about that. And when I got home from work a few hours later, I dropped down. I'd actually lost 6 subscribers. But it happens. At this point, I am 2 away from 400 again, so I've gained back 4 of those subscribers, which is good. Hopefully, the other 2 will come quickly so I can hit that milestone. But you know, people change in their tastes. Maybe when they first started subscribing was early on, and I was reading kids' books all the time, and I don't really do that anymore. So maybe they dropped me from their list for that, or maybe they wanted more Lego videos, and I don't do a lot of those as I did early on in the channel. My channel is always evolving, so it really is following the path of what I'm doing in my life. So right now I do a lot of stamps or post-crossing, so you're getting a lot of that. We're getting into the summer, so I'm going to start going to some festivals or doing hikes with family and things like that. So I'll be vlogging a bit more of those adventures too, so you're going to see that coming through. I started to do a new enterprise with my voice, so you might see some videos related to that too as things go on. So who knows? Like I said, my channel's always evolving, and sometimes it doesn't meet the taste of everyone who first started with me, so they'll drop off. If you like these adventures and you like following along what's going on with me and my family, then keep subscribing. There'll be more coming out. So that is what I have for questions this week. Not a whole lot for people this time around. So we'll see how things go. Hopefully you guys will have some more questions for me, and there'll be something for next week to talk about. I think there's always something to talk about. There's always different things that are going on, or things maybe that are going on in your life that maybe I will be able to relate with too. You know, I've got a daughter who is graduating in a few weeks' time. That's going to be a big milestone. I might even have a video out for that. Probably not of the graduation, but certainly of memories and things like that. It's certainly going to be tough when she goes off to university and not have her around on a day-to-day basis to talk to. So thank goodness for social media and all of that. But yeah, before I get down that emotional road, I'm going to say thanks everyone. Hope you guys are going to have a good weekend. I've got a few things to do this weekend. So you will see a video come out tomorrow too with my post-crossing. I got lots of mail this week, as you may have seen if you watched the Friday video. So I'm going to have lots to respond to. So that should be fun. I'll have lots of different cards to show you. All right, for now, stay safe. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends?
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?